Hello and welcome to my channel for a third time. I'm Madison Herman and this is Self Indulgence, where I talk about books, genres, and just any literary thing. Finally breaking my habit and discussing a different author today. However, I'm not straying away from my genre preference. This is yet another psychological thriller. The book is called Grey After Dark by Noelle W. Ihli, and I will already say, I enjoyed this way more than any of the Frida McFadden books I've read. This is my second book by this author, the first being As for Andrea, and so far they have been huge hitters. The pacing of both were incredible, making them impossible to put down. Obligatory quick summary for people who need refreshers or others who are interested in reading the book. The story follows Miley, an Olympic biathlete recovering from an injury. She takes a summer job at a mountain guest lodge to focus on her training and rehabilitation. Despite the lodge's eerie history of a staffer who went missing years ago, Myra remains focused on her goals. She is determined to recover and reclaim her dreams of Olympic glory. One morning during a routine run, Miley is abducted by a father-son duo. They take her off into a secluded off-grid cabin deep in the wilderness. The remote location and rugged terrain make escape seem impossible. Miley's captors are brutal and relentless, subjecting her to physical and psychological abuse. Her athletic prowess and mental fortitude are put to the ultimate test as she endures their torment. The narrative alternates between Miley's harrowing experience to the efforts of her best friend Brent, who's searching for her. Brent, also an athlete, is deeply concerned for her safety. It's a nice break between her seemingly hopeless captivity and his determination to bring her home. I really like the juxtaposition and going between the two perspectives. The story is loosely inspired by the true story of Carrie Swenson, an Olympian who is kidnapped in Montana. While Carrie was captured for less than 24 hours, our protagonist is forced to endure months. Which honestly make the whole story kind of worse, because the thought that it's even inspired off to something that happened, it's a lot. It's your last chance to read the book. It genuinely was hard to put this one down, so I highly recommend reading it, especially if the summary interested you and even in the slightest. It's free on Kindle Unlimited, so if you happen to have that service, go ahead. So proceed at your own risk. With the flaws, since I think there's a lot more positives than negatives. The beginning was a bit slow. I know it needed to establish Miley before the kidnapping and her dedication to enhancing her skills for the next biathlon, since she had a previous poor performance. I was confused on whether Miley reciprocated Brent's feelings or felt as into him as he was into her, so I wasn't really invested in the two's relationship dynamic. I thought they lacked sufficient chemistry at this point in the story, and she seemed to even clicked way better with her new coworker. So besides the slow beginning and confusing initial feelings about Brent, that's all the critiques I really had with it. This book picks up instantly when Miley is kidnapped. The tension, the fear, and even though I knew what I was getting into before reading, I was still caught off guard that she was taken. So that being said, let's dive into what I actually love about the book. Love Miley as a protagonist. Her resourcefulness and skills she acquired as a biathlete, such as breast control, running, and shooting, are incredible. Despite being tortured and beaten for months, her resilience shines through as she continues to help her fellow captive, trying to get through Raina's brainwashing because she knew she couldn't leave her or succeed without her help. The pacing also needs to be talked about. The much-needed breaks with Brent and Miley's colleague, Wes, trying to find our leading lady are almost just as interesting and serve to give the reader hope and yank it away when they are spotted by the kidnapping mountain men. For taking place primarily in a log cabin, I was at the edge of my seat about how Miley might escape, what the men might do to her, and if she could reverse brainwash Raina. I never felt like the author dragged out these scenes. There is some stuff in here that are very hard to read, but I do appreciate that there's no sexually explicit scenes in detail. We know what happened, but the author doesn't feel the need to be descriptive. And the ending was peak. I fully expected the two men to swoop in and save the kidnapped ladies, and which makes sense because I've been reading so much Frida McFadden. But no, it's perfectly. Miley uses her established skills and plans to not only save Brent, but also save Raina. She also gets to kill her captives. No need to arrest them, watch them get away. No, Miley puts them down. The epilogue is also very satisfying. Seeing her, become a successful Olympian. Raina's finally able to be, a mother, which she's been wanting, the entire book. And Brent surviving and raising kids with Miley is just, mwah. It was perfect. It was a perfect final act of just like everything that built up to her escape and her escaping purely off of her own skill. And it was just so satisfying. I loved it. It was so incredible. Thanks for tuning in another episode of Self Indulgence. It was nice to talk about a novel that I actually loved through and through for once. I ranked it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It was close to a 5, but when it comes to ranking like books 5 stars, I need them to blow me away. Not saying that this was an incredible read. If you're curious about what I'm currently reading or want to silently judge my taste, feel free to follow me on there. Thank you for watching and consider leaving a